Good morning. Welcome. The time is now 10:02 on October 15th, 2025. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Los Angeles Unified School District Board of Education, including closed session items. I'm going to take roll. Ms. Newbell.
Present.
Dr. Rivas.
Present.
Mr. Melvoin.
Here.
Ms. Griego. Ms. Gomez. Ms. Ortiz-Franklin. Board President Schmorson.
Present.
That's four. We have a quorum. I'm going to go and read through the purpose and authority for the items that are going to be discussed in closed session. Then we will take public comment on those items, and then the board will recess into closed session. So tab 1 under student discipline, tab 1 student discipline matters under Education Code 48918CF. Tab 2 personnel under Government Code Section 54957. Let's see, the following items will be heard: public employee discipline, dismissal, and release, superintendent's evaluation, public employment under which the Inspector General, and then evaluation of the Executive Officer of the Board of Education. Under tab 3, conference with legal counsel. Pursuant, we have pending litigation under Government Code Section 54956.9D1. Jane Doe 7096 v. LAUSD, JS et al. V. LAUSD, Jane Doe v. LAUSD et al., Jane Doe again v. LAUSD et al., and AH v. LAUSD et al. Those case numbers can be found on our website and on the order of business if you wanted to look them up on the LA Superior Court website. And then there are two cases under anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D4. Under tab 4, conference with labor negotiators. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. The negotiators, Dr. Murphy, and the following organizations are represented: Associated Administrators of Los Angeles, Teamsters 2010, California School Employees Association, Los Angeles County Building and Construction Trades Council, Los Angeles School Police Association, Los Angeles School Police Management Association, Service Employees International Union, SEIU Local 99, Teamsters, United Teachers Los Angeles, and district represented employees and contract management personnel. Okay. We've got under tab 1, student discipline matters, a call-in. Let me see if anyone is signed in. No one is signed in under tab 1. That person is not here. Moving on to tab 2, personnel. Let's see, we have Mr. David Tokovsky signed in. There he is. Come on up, sir. You'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin. And then following Mr. Tokovsky is Mario Balenzula. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning on your executive session, closed session on evaluation. Again, thank you for renewing the superintendent's contract and also the disclosures that were different than the disclosures that didn't necessarily happen 4 years ago in an open public meeting. And so it's very important to make sure that all senior managers in the post-era of the Bell, City of Bell, must be publicly presented in their implementation. So you hired a CBO the other week, and there was no presentation of similarly disclosing the way you did quite well yesterday with the superintendent. Also, the evaluation, which you're in again on today, is also your prerogative to have a private executive session on that, but there ought to be some metrics and categories in which the public participates. And I think Ms. Gomez said it really well yesterday, that there was an outreach to the community had input, and those were ingredients that were put as 4 specific goals in the attachment to the superintendent's contract. There has been no report on why those were ambitious, but probably not the ones that the superintendent and you believe in now. So you need to sort of say why you're making the change and what happened there. Also, vagueness in the presentation, or you say something about an annuity or life insurance. If it's vague, it leads to different conclusions. The more specific you are, the better you are. And finally, you have also the IG evaluation today. That is something you need to take up in terms of a lot of categories that can't be done without general fund money. And finally, the most important thing is to remember that our lovely general counsel is your general counsel, okay? And the superintendents and the institutions. And so there has not been the same kind of formal evaluation that you're doing with the executive officer, you're doing with the IG, and you ought to do in some way the superintendent and the general counsel as your employees. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it. Mario B, right here. Mario B. Not here. All right, tab 3, we don't have any comment on. Tab 4, conference with labor negotiators. Bob Boone. Definitely not here. And tab public comment. It's all folks who appear to be calling in. Let's see. Joel Ball, I see you're online. Please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin. Joel B.
I'm Joel Ball, board member of BHA, the Brentwood Homeowners Association, which includes the residents of Kenter Canyon and Kenter Canyon Elementary. We ask for your attention to our recent fires and emergency evacuations. The LA City Council recently approved a motion requiring a comprehensive review and updates to citywide evacuation routes. LAFD just came out with the Palisades Fire After Action Report, noting a lack of staffing, outdated equipment, and recommends additional training for all fire department members in coordination with the LAPD. The LA County After Action Report on the Palisades and Eaton fires recommends improved coordination of emergency public messages and creation of more specific evacuation plans. These reports underscore just how vulnerable our hillside communities remain, and that includes many schools. The city is facing huge budget shortfalls. None of these recommendations can be enacted quickly, especially hiring more staff. With around 500 students K through 5, Kenter Canyon Elementary experiences chronic traffic congestion. Kenter Avenue is the single point of ingress and egress at the school. A recent count of traffic there shows around 400 school-related vehicle trips each morning and afternoon. At the bottom of Kenter Canyon, Sunset Boulevard experiences daily gridlock between Kenter and the 405, with 6 other schools also on Sunset. Given the daily mayhem at the school, we are concerned that emergency evacuations during school hours would not only endanger students, but the entire community. The school will have an emergency drill at the end of October, but we cannot solve this potential disaster without the help of the entire community. BHA has created a wildfire alliance for those in the very high fire hazard zone, which includes Kenter Canyon. BHA invites LAUSD to join us at our next meeting with LA Fire and Police as we discuss solutions to protect our students and the community. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thelma Waxman. Thelma Waxman, please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin. Thelma Waxman. Waxman, I see you're online with us. Please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin. Ms. Waxman, please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin. Otherwise, we'll have to move on.
My name is Thelma Waxman, and I'm the president of the Brentwood Homeowners Association. I represent the community surrounding Kenter Canyon Elementary School. Yesterday, we submitted a formal letter to this board documenting 7 years of ongoing safety and access problems along North Kenter Avenue, the only road in and out of this canyon. That letter included photographs showing cars parked in red zones, blocking driveways, and ignoring safety cones meant to protect visibility and emergency access. Over the years, numerous residents have documented the direct impacts of this ongoing behavior. Residents report being met with verbal hostility when asking parents to move, being trapped in their driveway and unable to take their own children to school, and spending thousands of dollars to repair sprinklers and mailboxes destroyed by vehicles using their private driveway for turns. We raise this issue today because the danger is no longer hypothetical. The ongoing unsafe and inconsiderate behavior by some parents during drop-off and pickup has turned North Kenter Avenue, our only evacuation route, into a daily bottleneck. These repeated violations don't just inconvenience residents, They pose a real and foreseeable risk to both families and first responders in an emergency. During the Palisades fire, officials described how evacuation routes became jammed with abandoned vehicles. Firefighters literally had to bring in bulldozers to clear the road so engines could get through. We have the same kind of narrow one-way in, one-way out canyon at Kenter. It wouldn't take much for the same thing to happen here. That is why the Brentwood Homeowners Association will be working with Councilwoman Tracy Park, LAPD, and LAFD to address this issue collaboratively. But we need LAUSD to participate. I personally invite board member Nick Melvoin to attend this meeting and take an active role in implementing solutions that protect students, residents, and emergency access. Our goal is to develop an enforceable plan to ensure safe drop-off and pickup, protect residents' access, and keep our only evacuation route clear. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Marcela Garcia, I see you're signed up to speak remotely, but you're not signed in. Are you in the room? No. Karina Lopez, you signed up to speak remotely, but I do not have you here in the room. Raquel Diaz, also remote, but not signed in. Are you in the room? No. Maria Daisy Ortiz, you're signed up to speak remotely, and you are not in the room, so we'll move on. Concerned parent, you are signed in. Concerned parent, please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin.
Reading, 420 students, 3 or more grade levels below. 130, 2 grade levels below. 229, 1 or more grade levels below. 163 on grade level, 115 mid or above grade level for reading. 456, 3 or more grade levels below. 137, 2 or more grade levels. 198, 1 grade level, and 180 grade level on grade level. 49 mid or above. These are the reasons why parents choose to leave your schools and why they're going to charter schools. I can see that your selective outreach is only for unions, not for students. And bias was really on full display here at this board. Does this not outrage you? This is the reason why parents leave. Now, contractual agreements. During the Special Education Committee, a member stated that training should be required for general education teachers. The response, due to contractual agreements, we cannot obligate them. Is this really what provides students faith, seeing that 2/3 of students with disabilities are placed in special education? Are contractual agreements superseding special education state and federal law? Does this not outrage you that you're not preparing teachers because their contracts do not allow it? So as you go into closed session, please think about this and how your decisions impact all students. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Melanie White. Melanie White, you're signed up to speak remotely. I do not have you signed in. Maria Luisa Palma, you are online. Please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin. Maria Luisa Palma.
Good morning. Leadership, accountability. These are connected qualities that we expect in our elected officials to any elected office. Don't we agree on that? At yesterday's discussion on the Smarter Balanced results, it was great to know, great that we have seen improvement across scores, across so many different groups. But it is striking that the comparisons on all the slides that were presented to you, board members, are to the state averages. What happened to the targets in the strategic plan? Were they ever mentioned? I didn't hear them. What about the targets in the LCAP, the local control and accountability plan, which is required by state law? That's the key word here, accountability. There are metrics in that plan, baseline and target measurement. Did you hit the target? That is the big question that that plan is supposed to answer. So the discussion here at the board should have been to analyze the results of those exams. Were they on track to hit targets, yes or no? Curiously, the targets in the 25 to 26 local control and accountability plan for academic excellence, some of them were changed secretly behind the curtain that you all don't get to peek behind, I'm guessing. The A through G completion rates were decreased from 73% to 70%. Graduation rate for various subgroups and as a total from 95% to 93%. The English learner reclassification rate from 25% to 22%. You approved this LCAP back in June. So why this shift away from the target? Who does it serve? You're reducing those targets for even less accountability than we have, if that's possible. Who benefits? Who suffers? I believe some of you benefit. Do any of the contracts that you're negotiating today benefit? The students suffer. This is classic soft bigotry of low expectations. Why are these targets a secret?
Thank you for your time. Victoria Irigoyen, I see you're online with us. Victoria I, please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you have 2 minutes to speak once you begin.
Hello, my name is Victoria Irigoyen, and I'm the parent of Gregory McGrath, who was once a John Doe. He's no longer a John Doe. He disclosed sexual abuse at LAUSD when he was 3 years old and 7 months. He said the predator, Mr. Alvaro Jose Novoa, an LAUSD early education teacher, told him that his real mother had been killed with a knife and that I would be killed with a gun. And he lived with that trauma. We filed a civil case around that time, and LAUSD won by saying that I had Munchausen by proxy. I had never been diagnosed with that, accused of that, evaluated for that. But it scared me so much that I would be criminally charged, incarcerated, lose my parental rights, and have my children taken away from me, that I remained silent for 15 years. My son is turning 18 years old, so I can now speak without fearing that my children will be taken away. There are many parents who have reported abuse to LAUSD who have never been contacted by the principal, administrators, anyone to figure out what went wrong. I'm begging for a meeting to resolve this issue after 15 years. My son wants to know. I want to know, where is Mr. L? Is he still at LAUSD? Is he still teaching, raping, abusing?
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your time. The next caller is Betsaida Shahanian. Not here. Let's see, it looks like Karina Lopez has signed in. So Ms. Lopez, please press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin. Karina Lopez.
Sí, hola.
Hello, good morning. My name is Karina Lopez Zúñiga. Can you hear me? Great. Yes, we have a situation that was presented regarding Ms. Daisy Ortiz, who was elected to participate in the district in the Region East. I believe Mr. Plasencia, because he blocked the continuity of the participation of Ms. Daisy Ortiz, who was elected on part of the legislative group on behalf of the school. We would like to have answers regarding this situation with Ms. Daisy Ortiz. We have the understanding that she already provided the information required, and certain information won't be necessary because it's part of her privacy, and there is no trust with the person that has been in contact with her. So we need an answer as soon as possible. It's necessary. Also, when it comes to school safety, also the amount of the interpreters with a state licensing is important. Thank you.
And, Maria Daisy Ortiz, I see you're in the audience. Come on up. You'll have 2 minutes to speak once you begin.
Muy buenos días a todos.
Good morning,
Mi nombre
everybody.
es
My
María
name is Maria
Daisy
Daisy
Ortiz.
Ortiz,
Y voy a repetir un
and
poquito.
I will repeat a
porque
bit
quiero que esto se solucione
because
aquí
I
con
want this
nosotros,
to
porque
be
quiero que
resolved here with us, because all of us need to be communicating and also acting. Because, you know, if I go to the mediums for communication, if we can work together, we can do this. So the supervisor of Mr. Plasencia is Mr. Salcido and Mr. Carvalho. So I would like, as soon as possible, that we correct this mistake, because this mistake has affected a person more than 4 years, creating and replicating this error. So if you gave that directive, I would like this in writing based on a law. And another thing that I would like to disclose is that I am realizing that you are applying pressure to the schools so that they can send their budgets for December, the school plan. 2 months to do everything that has to be consulted and done. I don't know what agenda you're trying to do, but here we're talking about lives and students. This needs to be revised, and the best decisions need to be made. So if somebody is in any kind of urgency because of their personal reasons, but not the situation of our kids, because even if the data says that we're doing better, we're not arriving at the goals. And if you're lowering the requirements to get to the goal, that shows that you're making negotiations with those groups, but not us parents, the ones who pay for your positions. So you can't be for telling these schools that for December they need to have these budgets and plans. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Also, I would like to know how many times you ask the drug test for the personnel and teachers. Thank you.
That concludes public comment. The board will now recess at 10:25 into closed session. Thank you.